Hi everyone, this is Eddie McDonough, and in this demo I'm going to show you the new EPF app version. So this is the new EPF app. It looks very similar to the old one. And so to start, you can see kind of what you have in your inbox, and then once you submit things, when they're in process or if anything's assigned to you. So a similar experience. To submit an EPF, you'll click the plus button up in the corner here. So you click it, it defaults to yourself as the initiator. You'll notice the main new thing here is you can select what type of EPF you'd like to submit. It's a drop-down field, so it's invoice, quote, or encumbrance. And then as an invoice, you have a few options. You're defaulted to the purchase order. This is what the original app did, but now we've enabled Exhibit A's and Exhibit B's. For this demo, I'm going to do just a regular invoice just to show you the new features. You'll still want to fill out as much information as you can. For this demo, I'm only going to fill out the minimum required information just for expediency. We're still required to do the PO number here, how you've been doing it normally. A new feature here is a program name. It's now a drop-down field, so there's a lot of fields here, so you'll want to make sure you choose the select program. If you don't see the program that you need, you can reach out to myself, Edwin McDonough, or Mary Townsend Baldwin. You'll see with the info button here, and we can add your program into the program name. And then it'll be available in the drop-down field. The PV number and requisition number, these two fields are grayed out. This will be auto-generated or entered in by the finance team, respectively. Also, this quick change remittance address is the little info button shows you address where the payment should be remitted. That's this field, and then the ship to is an optional field. It's if you have a physical item where that item is being shipped to per your invoice that you're submitting. So scrolling down, you'll notice here before we just had fields for the funding source and invoice details, but those are hard coded in. So now you're able to add rows as needed up to an unlimited amount of rows. So you're not limited by the EPF app. So you can click, so right now there's nothing there. So in order to add a funding source and invoice detail, you have to click add new row, and it adds a row there, and you can keep clicking it to add more. So for this, I'm just going to add one, put in a few just examples. Here, for the invoice, you can select the date, add the number, and it's still a calculated field here. So it just goes quantity times unit cost will get you the total amount. Any additional details, if you need to add those notes here, you can do that. You attach your signed invoices or anything else you need to attach here that you normally do for the EPF. And then this is a similar experience as well. For this, I'm going to select myself, but you choose your manager who needs to approve it, and then the finance officer as well. And a new feature for the app, we have a finance director now, William McGrath. So every EPF will just default to select him. It's grayed out. It'll just automatically be submitted to him per the finance team. Two new things we added for the approval details here is a program reviewer, and you could add additional finance officers. So adding a program review, if you click this button, it adds a step before your manager level. Some funds want you to send it for another level of review before the EPF is actually submitted. So adding the program reviewer will enable that feature. And then adding the finance officer, you're able to add multiple finance officers, so I'll do that. You can add unlimited finance officers, and that's if there's different funds. Just one thing to note, each finance officer will need to sign off on this EPF separately, but that way you can charge different funds on the same EPF. So once you do that, select your finance officers, and you're able to, once you do that, you click save. And let's say everything looks good, you can click submit for approval, and it'll be submitted along for approval based on all the approvers in that last step I did. Thanks, feel free to reach out, and have a great day.